Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. If you gain any value from this video, do hit that like button and do hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss a video. So this was actually a second trade. It was an add-on to a long trade I had here, and I actually made a YouTube video about it, like a video or two ago. So go check that out first. It's the same fundamentals, same fundamental idea. All right, so I already had a long here, and so I was looking at a pullback, right, to hop back in because it hit this resistance right here. It hit a resistance area, but I figured and I thought that, okay, the fundamentals should be strong enough to push past this because I figured there was lots of Brexit optimism, right? There was hope that we would get a Brexit deal between the UK and the EU. That would help push the pound up. And there was lots of vaccine optimism and just lots of good things going on, right? We have in the US, we have stimulus talks starting up again. So that helps risk sentiment, right? The market is then optimistic for that reason. And because, one, the UK approved a vaccine, first Western country to do so, which is a good sign. We also have Moderna. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. One of the vaccine makers applied for approval in the EU and the US, so we're just waiting for approval on that, right? So lots of vaccine and basically just optimism in the market, which would mean a safe haven currency like the yen would depreciate in times of optimism, right? So for both of these reasons and my reasoning, I figured this thing could possibly push past this and push up higher, heading towards this high here. So basically, I was looking at a pullback, right? And this is the trade that I was looking to get in. So let's draw out a fib here, right? So the area that I hopped in at was this zone, right? Let me just fill this in. It was this sort of area, right? Because we had this 38 fib, we have this area of support, and we have moving average, right? The 100 MA here on the 4-hour, it was all aligning in that area, right? And so we finally got to it and we started rejecting. This is where I was looking to hop in a trade. So like right around here, as it started getting rejected, was my entry point, and it was a great one, right? We had many confluences in this area. The fundamentals supported it. I don't know if there was was there a trend line here? Kind of, yeah. There was sort of this trend line a little bit. So there was lots of good confluence there, and so I hopped in a trade. My stop loss, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was just somewhere down around here. So around 60, 70 pips or so, ish, right? Because if it was able to break through this level, that sort of invalidates my idea a little bit. And then my first target was, well, this is where I'd move my stop loss to break even at 2 to 1, take a little bit of partials. But really, my main target would be the 127 for it to break and hit that, and then further on higher to this area, and then up to there. So my main target, or last target, I should say, was around 400 pips. Right, great risk reward trade, 6 to 1. But of course, you would be taking partials along the way, so you wouldn't actually get a 6.6 RR. It would be less, right? Because if you take off some here, you take off some here, you take off some here, you're not going to be in with your full size all the way up to that 400 pip mark, right? So that was my plan, right? As I hit this resistance again, I would move stop loss to break even, right? Protect my capital, maybe, take little partials. I knew as it hit this area, I'd want to take some more off, right? Because we're hitting a little bit of resistance and extension level. This would be another one. Again, lines up nicely with this support resistance area. and then this general top right here, which would also act as a major resistance. So that was my plan on this trade. Let's see what happened. So we got a nice push higher, and we did actually reach that zone, that area. So I took very little off. I took like 10% off the trade, 20% off the trade, a little bit of partials, and moved my stop loss to break even. Let me just highlight that by doing this, making this red. So I moved my stop loss to break even. At this point, I was up 2-1. Yeah, I was up 2-1. But unfortunately, it did not hit that next target because Brexit talks stalled out. We also have not gotten any fresh vaccine news to further push the yen lower. So really, it just didn't happen very quickly. We didn't get enough news, and really, it was on Brexit. The reason this trade was stopped at break even. Mostly, tiny bit of partials, but mostly break-even trade. And that's due to Brexit. Brexit talks have stalled. We did not end up getting the deal that we thought we would last week, right? I'm currently filming this Monday morning here. And yeah, these talks have not gone as planned. And so naturally, the pound has not responded to that very well, because that means the likelihood of a no deal is higher, right? And the market has not priced in a no deal scenario. It's been all optimism. There's going to be a deal. But guess what? There so far is not one. And so the market is disappointed, and it's going to sell the pound off. And you can see overnight last night, well, I guess I actually did end up hitting that, but I didn't end up taking partials, unfortunately. So basically, it didn't hit it in my eyes because it only just tapped it. And I don't like using hard orders, right? I don't use a TP order. I manually do it. And so, yeah, I just tapped it, reversed very hard. So, in my opinion, it didn't really hit it. It sort of needed a hold there. But anyways, shot straight down, and it was a break-even trade, unfortunately. So what can I learn from this trade? I think that's one thing I want to drive home to you guys in this video. There's nothing I could learn. I followed my rules. The probabilities were in my favor at this point, right? Talks were still ongoing. There was hope for a deal. If we got a deal, this thing would have shot up there or even higher, and it would have been an amazing trade. But unfortunately, the probabilities did not work out in my favor. And guess what? I didn't lose any money, right? So that's still a win, in my opinion. So honestly, I followed my rules, and I wanted to drive home that if you follow your rules, if you follow your system, if you traded well and the trade just didn't work out in your favor, it doesn't mean you did something wrong, right? I don't think I did anything wrong. I protected my capital, right? I moved my stop loss to break even as I hit a major resistance area. I took a little bit of partials, but I was patient with the trade. I waited out for the 300 pips, 400 pips. It didn't happen, unfortunately, and that's trading. I'm just gonna move on and find another trade. So, anyways, I hope you guys learned from this. If anything, it's more psychological. The lesson here, it's just because it's a loss doesn't mean you did something wrong. Because I followed my rules, right? Because guess what? If I would have taken 50% off the trade right here at 2-1, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, right? That's let's see. If I took off and hit this resistance, only 120 pips, right? If I would have taken most profits off here, yeah, would I have got paid more on this trade? Definitely. Would it have been following what I believe and my rules? No, it wouldn't. And guess what? If this thing would have followed my idea, if we got a Brexit deal and it shot up 400 pips, I would be kicking myself because guess what? I didn't follow my rules. I was greedy. I took profits too soon. So I don't think I did anything wrong. I followed my rules. And of course, everyone's system is different. That's another thing that, IG traders don't realize. They're like, oh, what's the way to trade? There is no way to trade, guys. You can be profitable and trade a million different ways. Don't be tricked by marketers on Instagram. There's one single way to trade, because that's false. And I know lots of traders who make money lots of different ways: scalping, swing trading, position trading. There's so many different ways to make money. It's all a matter of psychology and having a system that works. So, enough of my rant, but just, come up with a system, guys, and follow it, right? That system needs to, you need to test it to make sure it works, make sure you can make some money with it, and B, that should be your new, trading Bible. That should be your whole life should be those rules, that system, that strategy you created. Nothing else matters, right? Don't listen to, hey, this looks like a good trade, USD CAD, you should short it. Does it follow your rules? Because if it doesn't follow your rules, you shouldn't freaking trade it. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, trading is about your system, having a system and following it. That is the whole game, right? It's not about calling a top or calling a bottom of a trend or getting a sniper entry. It's just about making money, right? Who cares if it's a sniper entry? It's about making money. That's the reality of it, Does it look cool to get a sniper entry? Yeah, sure, it looks kind of cool. But that's not the goal, is to look cool. The goal is to make money, right? So please follow your system. In a trade like this, you guys are going to have trades like this in your own system. It might not be the same exact one I trade. By the way, if you want to learn the system I trade, you can hit the link down below. I do have a course. It's over 20 hours, blah, 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 blah. You can go to the website and check it out. But you guys are going to have trades where your rules say at this point maybe move your stop to break even, but don't take partial profits. Or take a little bit of partial profits. And then it comes and reverses on you like this. Well, did you follow your rules? Yeah? Okay then. You cannot get mad at yourself. You can't call yourself a bad trader. You can't, go find a new strategy. It's one trade. If this happened 70% of the time, yeah, maybe you need to tweak your strategy a little bit. But if this only happens one every 5 trades or 6 trades or whatever, it's not super common, then you just got to live with it and move on. That's just the reality of trading. So anyways, guys, I hope you learned from this. The lesson I want to share with you, again, was more psychological than anything, because I don't really think I made any mistakes on this trade. At one point I was up, 200 pips. So, it was a good trade. Yeah. Could I have taken some more partials here, got paid more? Yes, I could say that might have been my only mistake. But, in general, it's better to hold more size than take partials too quick, right? So overall, I'm not beating myself up too much about not taking more partials there. It's whatever. And if you gained value, please smash the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I come from a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in a job, but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box. Nobody telling me what I should rock. Nobody telling me what I should